This video shows you how to install Pygame and Python 3 on your Mac. This is going to take a while. The video might not take a while, but the installation will take a while, so make sure that you've got some time available. To begin with, I'm going to go to the Before Getting Started section and go to the section on getting installed with the Mac. And right here it gives me step-by-step instructions and includes a few links and text that I'm going to need to copy back and forth. To begin with, I'm going to need to go over here to the Finder. Then once in the Finder, click on Applications, go into Utilities, and open up the terminal. The terminal is the old school way of doing computers where I'm typing in the commands instead. It's also really easy to automate stuff because then you can just replay things. At any rate, I've opened up the terminal and I can type in commands here on the terminal. The command that I'm going to type in is GCC. I don't actually need to run GCC, but right now I don't have this command and I need it to be installed. So if I type in GCC, the Mac is smart enough that it's going to pop up a window saying, hey, you don't have this command, do you want to install it? And yes, in fact, I do want to install it. So I'm going to go ahead and click on the Install button, carefully read that agreement, and then go ahead and let it download and install the software. This will take a little while. I'll cut out this section in the video and then we'll go from here. Alright, that's finally done. We'll go ahead and click Done here. And we've got Xcode tools installed and ready to go. Next up, we're going to go down here and find the link for installing Xquartz. So I'm going to click that and go ahead and download and install this tool. So that's gone over here to the downloads, and in a bit we'll install this. Alright, there we go. We got that downloaded. I'm going to go ahead and click on this. Well, that was unexpected. Let's try that again. Okay, now it's working. And then once I got this, I'm going to double click on it to open up. Go ahead and run through the installer. Again, read that carefully. And go ahead and do the installation. This installation takes a fair bit of time, especially once we get near the end for the scripts. So go ahead and grab a cup of coffee or a full meal or something like that and come on back. Okay, finally, that's done. Now, it says we need to log out and log back in again to make Xquartz our default X11 server. We'll need to end up doing that before we run any of the Pygame programs, but we can go ahead and finish the installation before bothering to do that. So I'm going to go ahead and close this, and then I can close this. Then I can back up from this to the page where we were at. Now I've got several different commands that I need to copy and paste into the terminal window. So I'm going to go ahead and click drag to copy the first line. Then I go back over here to the terminal and paste it in. Go ahead and hit return. Yep, that's great. Need to give it administrative privileges by typing in my password. Then I'm going to go over here and get the next line ready. And these will take a little while, so we'll just edit as appropriate, but do note that it will take some more time in real life than as according to this video. Alright, that one's done. Now let's go ahead and do the next one. Go ahead and type in my password. Alright, that one was pretty quick. Then I'm going to install these other tools after I get done with that. Okay, those are installed. Next up, if we want support for MP3s and movies, then we can do this install. Support is kind of spotty. I prefer just using a audio format called OGG Vorbis and not use MP3s. But I'm going to go ahead and skip this. If you want to give it a try, you can go ahead and issue this command. Okay, next up, we need to do this. I'm going to set to the terminal so that I can see this other line here. And then we need to CD for change directory to users, type in capital US, it is case sensitive, And then you don't even have to type in the full thing. If you give it the first few letters and hit tab, if it can figure out what the rest of it is, it'll go ahead and fill it in. In my case, my username is Craven, so C-R-A, and then I'm going to go ahead and type in DOW for downloads, hit enter, and I'm now in the downloads folder. I'm going to use this to do this next command and download all the source code for Pygame. Now it is cloning the version control repository for Pygame. So not only does it download all the source code, it also contains all of the different changes that have occurred in that source code. So once that's done, we're going to go ahead and change directory to Pygame. Then I'm going to change directory to source inside of Pygame, and then I'm going to run this install command. Pip 3 install, hit tab, my name, which is Craven, downloads, and then Pygame. And then once this finishes and you log out and log back in again, Pygame should be up and ready to go. Now, Pygame does not include an editor on the Mac, so you'll need some sort of text editor or IDE. As I show down here at the bottom, I suggest like the Wing IDE or PyCharm, or you might want to use a Sublime editor. There are all sorts of different options, but you will need something to edit your files before you can actually run them inside of Python. So give those two editors a try, or if you know something else, give that a shot. But at this point, we are ready to go with Pygame on the Mac.